back to Friends and Enemas. My name's Samara.
You Wednesday Addams?
No, the ring girl. If you guys are watching on YouTube, if you're just listening to this, I'm really sorry for all of that, actually.
We got to do a little bit of work on the wig.
Yeah, so unfortunately...
It's got to go over your face.
Well, it's got to go over my face, but also I read the wig package after I pulled it on. I put it on. I said, actually, why is this wig so, like, glamorous? And it's literally called Glamorous Wig.
Whoops.
I needed, like, I was going for, like, the Ring Girl, maybe even the Grudge, you know, some hair in my face, like, you know,
now you just look like you had a midlife crisis and went dark.
I look like I got a bunch of layers. I mean, like, it's really working. So, so this is my costume. I was going to be Samara as a patient. Is that her name? I think that's her name. The ring girl?
Yeah, Samara.
Samara. I'm so sorry if I just disrespected your name. Please do not come haunt us. Please. What are you? Nothing.
Not ready for Halloween. Halloween's a month and a half away.
Yeah, well, what are you going to be then?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, he's right. We are pre-recording this, which is why as we were in here, I was like, it's too white. It's too bare. It's so... But I am a patient, so I guess...
It's giving hospital walls.
It's giving hospital walls. We do need to decorate this room, though. 2 reasons. Echoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like shit. Oh, I was also going to say, if you guys see the crack behind his wall, that's not us. That's the foundation of this house. I don't know how that got there. Anyway, welcome to the first week of October. My spooky episodes.
The spooktacular.
Spooktacular event happening all October, every week. Okay, yeah, if you're new here, this is kind of a new thing. I did this last year as well, for the most part. But my favorite thing in the world, I'm a spooky bitch. Spooky bitch. I love spooky shit. I love Halloween. I love hauntings. I love paranormal. I love it all. Okay. Give me a tarot card reading. I am a spooky bitch. So I figured I would bring my spooky side out in October and read you guys some stories that were sent in by you guys, my listener write-ins, which is really exciting. Every single one of this episode is a listener write-in. And can you guess the theme? I don't know, guys, if I can do the wig the whole time. She's like really getting in my face. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. We should name her. Oh, her name is Samara. But that's, you know.
Yeah.
We
gotta straighten that glamorous hair out.
Oh, girl. This ain't working. Let me just put you down here, girl.
I don't know, haunted hallways?
Haunted hallways? No. But I like that. Maybe that's a future thing because I haven't quite categorized them all yet. This is called Hide and Shriek, about children.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
They freak me out.
Yeah, they already freaked me out before they're haunting us.
Yeah. Even the nice ones freak me out.
Yes, so all of these stories were written in by the listener write-ins, and they all had a similar theme of talking about children, whether it be pediatric ghosts or just the ghosts of children. But I'm going to read and find out. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Do you need a blankie or anything? You're going to be scared?
I think I'm
okay. It's okay because the lights are on full blast. So.
Yeah, it's pretty bright in here.
Okay, ready? Story number 1 is from Francesca. My unit gets a lot of dementia patients. One pleasantly confused patient called at 2 a.m. and told me there were little girls playing in her room and asked me to come get them. I know we're not supposed to feed into hallucinations, but I do if needed. I opened her door and said, "Come on, girls, you can't play in here, let's go." And she thanked me for getting them out. I was barely out of her room yet, and my phone rang. It was a not confused patient on the other side of the unit screaming for me to help because 2 little girls just ran into her room. My heart was in my ass, and I was genuinely scared.
No, when the delusions start to link up across the unit. No,
that's not a delusion. That's a fucking haunting bitch. No. That's a haunting bitch.
I'm out.
Oh my God. No, that's like, I think I'm such a spooky bitch because I've never had a true paranormal thing happen to me to scare me.
You're trying to invite it?
I'm not trying to invite shit unless it's like not, you know, if they're not scary. Like I will say, these 2 little girls straight up listened to her. She said, "Come on, let's go." They said, "Okay."
Ran into another room.
And we ran into another
room. We lost the girl, though, wasn't it? There was 3 girls, in the first room and 2 in the second?
No, she just said there were little girls playing in the room. And the room down the hall found the little girls.
It's terrifying.
I mean, it's terrifying, but only in a way of like, yeah, that shit's real. Because this situation is like, I mean, I would actually be scared in the moment, but once you think about how bad it could have went, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's mean ghosts out there. These 2 little girls didn't see me. They just be playing in the room.
I would
clearly making a ruckus.
Yeah, I think I'd take a little kid ghost over a...
Only if they have their eyeballs. Do you ever listen to Scared to Death? If you guys are spooky bitches like me, Scared to Death is...
A lot of children with no eyeballs?
Lots of black-eyed children. Terrifying. I don't ever want to see. If you see them knocking on your door, by the way, you do not answer it.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. No problem.
I don't know why that made me laugh. Like, what if you don't have a... if you don't have a door... What are these called? Peepholes?
Yeah.
And you don't have a Ring doorbell camera, stop opening the damn door in the first place. The way I don't open my front door,
no,
it won't happen.
No,
this is you the do first. Sometimes you open it.
Most houses we stay in
boo.
have a window where you can creep on them, but this house doesn't have that.
No, it doesn't. That's why we have our doorbell though.
Yeah,
it pops right up, and I'm like, no, thank you. This one is from Erin. She said, I used to work night shifts at a nursing home, as many stories begin. There was one resident who often sundowned in the evenings and would become more agitated or sometimes hallucinate. However, she never called out in the dead of the night. One shift, she rang for me several times. Each time I entered, she seemed more agitated, muttering about the noise or the ruckus from the kids. I would reassure her that all the kids were in bed, and then I would leave, assuming she was dreaming about her own children. On the third call, she sat bolt upright, grabbed my arm, and screeched, "Stop!" I froze, holding her blanket mid-tuck, thinking I had startled her somehow. But then I realized she wasn't looking at me. When I asked what she meant, her voice dropped and whispered, the 2 children won't stop playing with my things." Instant chills. I followed her gaze across the room. I didn't see anything, but to this day, I truly believe one of the throw pillows was out of place on her chair. I tried calming her, coaxing her back down, asking if she wanted water, etc. After a few minutes, she smiled slightly and seemed to soothe. I was expecting this to be a ruse to get a midnight hot cocoa, but instead she whispered, "Don't worry, dear. He will take care of them now." Her eyes focused on the window on the wall to my right, but behind me. She then began to track the space between the window and blank space between until she was focused directly behind me. That was enough for me. I left the room and begged never to be assigned there again. My mind was literally picturing exactly where her eyes were going.
It's like following them around the room.
That is terrifying. Now, this one's terrifying. The one before is almost cute. It's like, oh my God, what cute little girls. They just listen to you like that.
Not so much.
This one, not so much. Who's the man?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, dear. He will take care of you now.
And it freaks me out even in like a hospital setting where it's like fluorescent, like it is in here, right? Everywhere.
Exactly.
But imagine if you were like home health or hospice, or you worked at a smaller nursing home.
Or just night shift.
Yeah.
These are mostly night shift where there is not a lot of light going on. That's terrifying, bro. Yeah. That's terrifying. I will say the 2 things I found in this, though, that were like, the first one said like she doesn't normally go, or we're not supposed to feed into hallucinations. I don't agree with that. It depends on the hallucinations and depends on if it makes the situation better or not for them. Like, for instance, this person was scared. Please, please, please. Okay, girls, please leave. Yeah. They do. And clearly, I mean, they were ghosts, so this makes a lot more sense. But typically when you go along with their hallucinations or delusions, that was a hallucination, I guess, but delusions, like I've never had it go against me.
Depending, as long as it's like a positive one. If they're going down usually, like a bad path. Yeah. Sure. But usually, I guess the ones I've seen, they're pretty positive. So that's just something I noticed about these. Like, yeah, I'm going to go along with that shit. Especially if it's like, you know what, if this is what makes you feel less scared and go to bed, absolutely. Yeah. And it's not like a major fact of the patient's life. You know, you're not like going along that they have a different name or that they have a different birthday. It was just something happening in the room.
Okay. Did you hear that part though? This part where it's like, she then began to track the space between the window and the blank space between until she focused directly behind me. Get me out of here immediately. Absolutely never assign me there again. What?
No, you don't want to turn around, but you have to.
But nothing's there. Like that she was going to see. Like, that's terrifying, bro.
Even little stuff like they, late in life or advanced dementia, they start to see people in the room and reach for lights and stuff like that. Like even them saying like their brother's in the room or something Mom. Like that. It freaks me out. I can't imagine something like that.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Next one. This one's anonymous. Back when I first started at my current hospital, it was during COVID and I was a new grad respiratory therapist. This particular shift, I was assigned 4 floors. One of them was 9 West, a floor that had always given me an uneasy feeling, though I could never explain why. I was working with a patient and she had asked me when visiting hours were over because, quote, the little boy running around the hallway had been making it hard for her to rest all day. Because it was during COVID times, I had never really seen visitors on the floor, much less children, but I figured someone may have been on comfort care and they were allowing family throughout the day. I told her that the visiting hours end around 9 p.m., so it will be soon. She thanked me. I finished with her treatment and I continued on my rounds. A little after midnight, the same patient had an 0100 treatment. I went in her room, started with the treatment, and then she proceeds to tell me, quote, honey, I thought you said visiting hours were done at 9 tonight. I reassured her that they were and everyone should be home by now and told her that she should be able to get some good food, some good sleep for the night. She said, why is that little boy still following you around from earlier? At this point, I thought she was sundowning and didn't think much of it and told her that I'm sure he would be leaving soon to hopefully put her at ease. She was visibly upset and kept pointing behind me, insisting how he really shouldn't be in the hospital, especially so late and following you around. While her treatment was going, I was looking through her chart to see if she had any history of dementia, delirium, Alzheimer's, etc., but couldn't find anything. After I left her room, I asked her nurse if she'd noticed any changes in the patient's mental status that night or if she had any history of dementia. The nurse said no, she had been A&O times 4 all night. I told her how the patient was upset and telling me she was seeing a child. Then she laughed and added, that's funny. She told me earlier she saw a little boy following the RT around and didn't think we allowed that here. Now fast forward to about 6 months later, I ended up having the same floor as a part of my assignment and doing my rounds. I'm doing my care with the patient and he laughs and asks if the hospital started a new intern program for littles. I was confused and asked what he meant. He nodded toward the hallway and said, that little boy that keeps following you around tonight, is he with you? The hair on my back, on the back of my neck stood up. Mine did too. What the hell? He too insisted he'd been seeing the boy all night whenever I came onto the floor. About a year later, we had a couple new hires that started in our department, so everyone was swapping creepy work stories. I mentioned my 2 encounters that were probably just confused patients, but it was an interesting coincidence. My boss, who happened to be in the room, overheard and said, 9 West used to be the pediatric floor when the hospital first opened, right? I thought he was joking. I'd never heard anyone even mention that our hospital had a pediatrics floor, but sure enough, he pulled up an old article on our hospital's website that showed our 9 West pediatric unit dated 1958, commemorating the care provided by the staff. I don't know who the boy was, but I guess he never left. Dude.
See, again, like
that one gave me the fucking chills.
It's easy enough to like write off a story if it's just one patient, but whenever they have this like separate days, separate patients, same story,
same thing happening,
same unit,
it's real. Like for me, I love believing in that shit. It's real. Sometimes I don't know where spirits go all the time, but sometimes they get left behind. Otherwise, I feel like people would see them a lot more.
Yeah, and we always assume that they're like malevolent.
Yeah, I don't think they're malevolent. I just think they get like lost or something for the I think they can be malevolent. That's why you got to check. That's why, pro tip, from what I've listened about, if you think there's a ghost, you just need to say, I mean you no harm, My space is your space. Please let me be.
Oh.
And then you should have a good time with that ghost from what I've...
That's what you say to spiders too, right?
No. Absolutely fine. No, I'm kidding. He does get the spiders out for me, okay? I'll just put a bowl over them and wait until he gets home. I don't like killing them. I don't. It's not their fault they somehow, for the fucking third time, wound up in my house.
It's their house too.
Okay. Anyway. Was this scary? Okay, rate them. 1 out of 10, go.
I think that one was less scary. I think in that case I could accept that, like, it's the ghost is okay with me, just wants to follow me around.
Kind of cute.
Yeah. It's almost like you got picked of all the people on that unit. But I didn't think that one was too scary. The lady pointing around the room, that would have freaked me out, even though it's just one person. Yeah, and then the kids was kind of freaky, because it was so instant.
Yeah,
like she shoot him out of the one room, and it was like they had just enough time to run to the other room, and somebody started like in real time. So,
right.
Yeah, that one would be pretty freaky. Yeah, I think that would be the scariest, like in the moment, maybe.
Well, let's see what you think about the next and see if it moves that around for you.
Okay.
This one is also anonymous. I apologize for how long this is, but I couldn't shorten it anymore. I worked EMS for a few years out of high school. My partner and I were first on a scene to a motor vehicle collision on the side of the highway. There were 2 cars involved. My partner, who was a paramedic, had went to the car that was in the ditch, and I headed for the minivan that had collided with the tree. A woman frantically ran up to me yelling, my baby, please save my baby." I asked her if she was hurt, and she seemed to shake her head. I asked her where her baby was, and she walked away from me. Keep in mind, the scene was chaotic, and there were cars flying past me on a busy highway. I flagged down the fire truck, who was now pulling up, and quickly informed them about the other car where my partner was. When I approached the minivan with a firefighter, he went to the front, and I opened the sliding door of the passenger side. There was a young boy who was seatbelted into the middle row closest to the door I opened. Minivans have 3 rows. He was awake and was bleeding from some minor cuts from all the shattered glass, but didn't have any obvious life-threatening injuries. There was a base of an infant carrier in the seat next to him, but the boy couldn't tell me if the baby was there in the car or answer any of my questions. He just stared at me in obvious shock. That's when it happened. The fire medic called for help from his crew, saying the woman was pinned and had no palpable pulse. I looked up at the driver's seat and saw the same woman who had ran to me screaming to save her baby deceased in the front seat. In that moment, I felt like time stood still. I could see blurry commotion all around me, but couldn't focus or hear anything except this woman's voice. Suddenly heard my partner calling my name. He grabbed me, snapping me out of my trance. I told my partner that we needed to look for a baby. You guys, the baby was ejected from the car and found strapped in its car seat in a bunch of tall dead grass, alive. It was a little girl. To this day, I say that the brother of the baby informed me his sister was in the car, but I believe wholeheartedly the woman's spirit was protecting her children. This happened 15 years ago, and I now work on a busy L&D unit as a nurse. Every now and then when I hear mom say, my baby, why am I about to cry? My brain takes me right back to that day. I've learned through therapy how to manage my PTSD, and I really do feel like I was there that day for a reason. I know it sounds absolutely insane, but this is one and only encounter personally with spirit, and it forever changed me. P.S. Lindsey, thank you for being so authentic and using your platform to bring attention to important issues in the medical community. Your hilarious reels bring a smile to my face, and I feel like you just get it. Also, I'm so glad the universe brought you Murphy 2.0. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
Nice message, but that story
was insane.
So she gets to the wreck, and a woman comes up and tells her, my baby.
Yeah, freaking out.
I come to find out that lady was deceased the entire time.
She was wedged in the car.
That's crazy. So like,
that was her spirit.
If she passed, her spirit immediately goes and tries to,
my baby, have you seen my baby?
And they might not have known or got there in time.
No, they wouldn't have known because she would be dead and the car seat was ejected from the car. Like, what if they just like chalked it up and was like, okay, this is everyone, let's go, hurry. Because they're trying to save the other lives.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I have chills all up and down my body.
It's like a little scary, a lot feel good.
Yeah, very feel good. That's like the sweetest, like obviously sad since the mom died, but like, oh my God, that should be in a movie.
Yeah.
That was the whole time I was like, oh my God. And then like, you know, the women now saying my baby, it reminds her of that. Oh, girl.
Yeah, that was a really good story.
Girl, that was such a good story. Oh, that one probably, I don't know what this next one is. So I'm hoping, since that was kind of a feel good, I'm so sorry if I messed up the order. Ready?
Yep.
This one's from Jessica K. I am a nurse and I was working overnights in a nursing home. If you've ever worked in a nursing home, you pretty quickly get to know what is normal for your patients. One night I was charting at the nurse's station and I heard one of my patients who normally sleeps all night chatting away. I'll call her Helen. I went in to check on Helen. I asked her if she was okay and who she was talking to. She told me there was a little girl at the end of her bed. I have had a lot of experiences along these lines, especially working in LTAC with Alzheimer's and hospice patients, so I'm pretty open to this sort of thing, and it isn't all that unusual. I asked Helen some questions like, did she know the little girl? What was the girl's name? What was she doing? What did she want? Etc., mainly just to assess her since this wasn't typical for her. When I was satisfied Helen was okay, I left her to have her ghost chat. The nurse's station was in the CTR of a long hallway. Helen's room was almost directly across from it, so also in the CTR of the hallway. What's CTR? Center?
Maybe
it was in the center of a long hallway. Helen's room was almost directly across from it, so also in the center of the hallway. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
When I would do my med passes, I would start with Helen's room and go up one side of the hall halfway, turn around and go down the entire hall. Turn around and finish the last half of the hall, ending up back at the nurse's station across from Helen. There were about 40 rooms total, so 10 rooms turn, 20 rooms turn, then 10 rooms. When I got to the 30th room, I was physically as far as I could be from Helen's room. The patient in room 30 I will call Mary. Mary was also normally one who slept through the night and was more lucid. I was surprised to find Mary awake and I asked her about it. Was she feeling okay or did she need anything? Mary told me she was having trouble sleeping because of the little girl who was running and yelling in the hallway, and could I ask her to please keep it down because it was so late. This was the point that I did get a little spooked. It was not unusual to have a patient see something you don't or talk to someone you can't see. It is highly unusual for multiple patients to share that same experience with zero contact with each other, sleeping halfway a hallway apart. At no time did I hear or see anything unusual other than Helen and Mary being up in the middle of the night. When I finished my med pass and go back to the nurse's station, I text my husband about what happened. We decided to name the little girl ghost Melissa.
Melissa.
That one's creepy too.
Yeah, again, just the like connection with patients and I know it's like, 50-50 chance, little boy, little girl, but whenever they nail like all the characteristics across multiple patients, that's what freaks me out.
Exactly. It is terrifying. Like, and again, it's just terrifying because like for me, it just confirms like, oh, yep. Mm-hmm. And yep, they're real. So let's be nice to them, please.
Well, it's interesting that all of the stories that we heard, they were all like, didn't want to cause any problems. Right. They were just doing stuff, playing. Right.
And they're all children.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is interesting. Like they stay innocent like that. Like that's just so interesting to me. It's either like truly like ghost spirits or there's dimensions or both.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking on that last story. Like if she had just passed away, like your spirit is stronger, like more in the world, just enough to tell that lady what you needed to say.
And then she turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
Like I just got chills again. That one, they're all fantastic stories. By the way, if you have a moment and you have thought of a story on your own, please send it to stories@scrubhacks.com. This one's the first week of October episode. Mm-hmm. So you have time to get yours in, and I'm still building my list. I have enough for the next 4 episodes, but we could always use more or do bonus episodes too.
Yeah.
Because these are like my personal favorite. I only listen to 2 podcasts, 2 hot takes, and Scared to Death.
Yeah.
And they're spooky stories the whole time, and they're just my favorite.
No, those were good. I got caught up a little bit on the final story because med pass to 30 patients.
40.
Oh my 40 God. Patients. I was just like, what is that? What is that? 4 hours?
That's got to be longer than 4 hours. Or I mean, even like, no wonder. Gonna stick up for my LTAC nurses here because like you guys just don't have the resources you deserve. Yeah. The staff, the money, the resources you deserve. Like I'm like, what do you mean you walk around to each individual room? 40 rooms.
Yeah. And then you add in conversations, listen that thing that the patients need while you're in there. Right. Yeah, it's like
diet. Well, I'm sure there's aides, but I've heard a lot of times like even they're short staffed. So it's like, how short staffed can you get with 2 people?
And it's like morning med pass, and then by the time you finish that, you gotta it's like evening med pass.
Yeah, evening.
Jeez.
No, thank you, but more power to you guys. Yeah. Any last thoughts, Spooky Boy?
I like this. Yeah, you guys are writing up some good stories. So
yeah, you are. Honestly, some of you should be like little authors. The way I was like, oh my God, I'm so immersed in this.
Yeah. Some good ones.
All right. Well, no, I'll save my own spooky story for next week, actually. So tune in next week for another episode of Spooky Stories. Send your own personal spooky stories to stories@scrubhacks.com. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, Friends and Enemas, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.